Hey, Mr. Nelson, can you hear me? Can you see me? Wave high if you can hear me and see me.
Good evening, Sir Joel. Good
Oh,
evening, Sir Eric.
what's going on? How you
What's
doing?
up, Leonard? What's up, Eric?
Can you guys see me? My video is like super delayed.
I can now. Dealing with crazy realtors. Can you see my screen?
Close. Let me turn off this video and restart it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dealing with this crazy agent on a house that I own that I'm selling. She's like, it's closing on the June 30th. She's like, when is the AC system going to be installed? And I'm like, not today. Like, go shut the heck up. He's like, we need 8 business days. I'm like, well, you should have put that in the contract because you're not getting it. You keep it up, I'm gonna
You're
install
closing
it
on that one
at,
on 30th?
I'm gonna install it at closing if you keep this up. I'll bring the AC system to the
So
closing.
that's the 30th?
What?
Is that on the 30th?
Yeah.
Is that on the 30th?
Yep.
Same day as
Tuesday.
my closing?
Yep.
All right.
All right. So how much have you gotten into the MLS? Oh,
Not much at all. I've got it pulled up now.
well, you've been to this screen, right? Like the property search screen?
Let's see. Trying to get back to it. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so there's a million things to learn in this MLS. Like I don't even think I've probably learned 10%, even in everything that I've become capable of. But I want to show you some real basics, right? Like I'm on the home page now, right? And
Mhm.
and up at the top bar here is the main things that you need to use. Search being the most important. Residential, quick. Like that's whenever I'm looking for something, that's usually where I'll start. Okay. So the
Okay.
cool thing about the MLS is so it's already has active. Like so you got to make sure if you're looking for something, like if you're looking for houses on the market that people are you're trying to find a house for somebody, this will already be
Hmm.
checked here. And one cool thing about the MLS is you don't have to have it perfect. Because what'll and this is one of those little tools that will impress people. They'll be like, I saw this property. It was on morning something street, right? And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
where was it? And they're like, I don't even know. So I here and put in street name and type morning. All right, so and there's 52 matches across the state of Florida. Like you could be like, well, what county are you in, right? Like they at least like what they should know what county that they're looking in. So if I click Hillsborough and I just all I typed in was morning, no street number,
Hmm.
morning, and click results, boom, you can see there's 2 houses on Morningside that are available, which we dropped the price
Ah,
five
yeah,
grand
okay.
on. And then that other one for $1 million.
Right
Oh,
down
no,
the street. Yeah.
they dropped that to 450. So anything like if somebody's looking for a property and they have like if you just give me let's let's say they were like I don't even know like that I don't even know what street I'm on, but the house number is 204,
Hmm.
right? And it's Hillsborough County. I don't even have to type the whole hill. I could just start typing HIL and then I click on Hillsborough and now there's 6 matches. So you're gonna have this happen a lot of times where people are just like, I saw this house somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll really impress them. That's one of those ways that you can show people can be like, damn, like you must know what you're doing. Because they'll be on the phone with me talking about an address, and they're like, it's 225 Main Street, and it's Tampa, and it's three. I'm like, just stop right there. I don't need that. All right, so then it pulled up all the house numbers 204, and then you can see
That's cool.
Morningside. So I'm like, where are you? Are you in Brandon? And they're like, I'm in Valrico. I could find it that way. So that's one like you're gonna have that come up your entire career. But now I'm gonna show you. Um, let's find like if somebody was if you wanted to find all the houses in your community that were on the market. All right,
Mm-hmm.
what is it? What's the subdivision?
Steeplechase.
So you see this legal subdivision here. There's a million places to enter data. You can search a whole bunch of different things in a whole bunch of different ways.
Uh,
It's what do you say, steeple chase?
yeah, Steeplechase.
So I'm gonna put steeplechase. I don't even know if there's any, and I'm gonna put Lakeland because I know that. So the thing I'll say is this: whenever I'm searching for anything and I don't know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I'm looking for, the best thing I can tell you is start really wide and then narrow it down. Right? Like
Okay.
always start your search really wide to see what comes up, and then you can always narrow it down from there. But if you start too far in, you'll find very limited. So like right now,
Mm.
there's one house. You see this down here, bottom one matches. You
Mm.
see it?
Yeah.
So you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner, and I'm going to click results, and it shows me. So this 3084 thoroughbred, 3 bed, 2 bath, active 339.9, 23 days on the market. I'm sure you've gotten familiar at looking at the listing sheets to find the specific data in there, right? You've shown enough
Yeah.
houses now.
Yeah.
So you're seeing that same thing on the screen here. Um, so I'm just gonna snap back here. So you see that? So I'm in the results again. This is a you're gonna have to play with it. You'll be in here all the time, every day, and you'll learn little by little as you go. Um, and you see like you have all these tabs at the bottom. You can email it to somebody. You can share a link. You can run a CMA. You can even click directions if you have the properties mapped out. Um,
Mm.
you can even schedule a showing up here. You see that? You recognize that ShowingTime logo?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like if I wanted to schedule a showing on this, I can click right here. Like you can navigate to everything right inside the MLS. I click that tab, boom, it pulls up ShowingTime. And I could schedule a showing on it from right here inside the MLS. Okay.
Ah, okay.
So I'll make sure you see that. So I'm in the listing. I want to schedule a showing. You see my mouse here? Right up here, schedule a showing. And look, to be honest with you, there's just so many tabs and so many functions in here that I like this stuff here. I don't even know what this is because I've just never used it. I mean, it's so intricate. Um,
So when you schedule a time, does it give you all the available times, or do you select the time?
yeah. So I'm clicking schedule a single showing. Oh crap, no instructions. So if if the listing agent has set it up so that somebody can schedule a showing inside of here, like this was a
Yeah.
terrible example. This is just an agent that hasn't put anything in showing time. So you can
Mm.
set it up. Like on my vacant listing, like Morningside, for example, you could click there and it would pull up a calendar and you could click schedule, and as long as it's not booked by somebody else, you could schedule it right there. You know what? I'll do it on Morningside. But I want you to see, you see up at the top here, there's criteria,
Yeah.
and at the bottom left, there's criteria. You see it?
Yep.
Whenever you want to go back, like I don't click back because then sometimes it will like you'll get logged out. If I want to go back to
Hmm.
that search page, I either click the criteria here or I click it here. So I'm click criteria, and you see at the bottom left, you see this clear.
Yeah.
So if you want to clean the slate, like because you'll have all these searches and different things in there, I click clear, and that takes me back to nothing's filled out. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to click active. So I'm scheduling a showing on Morningside now. So I know
Mm.
that the address is 204. And typically you're going to know the address, right? It's 204
Yeah.
Morningside, one match. I click results here, pulls it up. Obviously that's the property. And then I'm going to go back to that showing time button, schedule a showing. And of course it won't let me because I am the listing agent. So yeah, when you go, sorry. All
That's
right.
okay.
Oh, here. Schedule if you're show. So it won't normally look like this, but I'm the agent. Schedule if you're showing your own listing. So I click that, and so this is what it would normally look like. Schedule a single showing, and then there's also this here that I should use, but like if you're scheduling a bunch of showings, you could create a showing cart and try to map it out.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Okay.
yeah, there's a couple of different ways. That's one of the hardest things to do when you have a bunch of listings and you're trying to figure it all out. You're mapping it, you're trying to figure
Yeah.
the time in between. But for the sake of, I'm just going to schedule a single showing. Click here, and you see it pulls up the calendar. So you see it's blacked out now because this time has already passed.
Mm.
And then sometimes you'll see if it's blacked out here, that's because somebody else has already scheduled that time. And the listing agent, so you can select as a listing agent if you will allow the showings to overlap. I do because I don't care. Like I actually like it when there's more. If there's two agents at the same time, they're like, oh damn, like this property's
It looks
hot.
like there's
But
more Yeah, it looks like it's
yeah,
somebody really wants to
but
buy
so,
the house.
But so sometimes when you go in here, you'll see stuff blocked off because it's owner occupied, and the seller has said you can only show up between this and this, or they'll be like, I don't want any showings on Sunday. So you might come in here and a full day is blocked off. That's because the seller has requested no showings on that day. So as long as
Mm.
it's white, let's say I wanted to show it tomorrow at 10 a.m. And it automatically defaults to 15 minutes. I will usually change it to 30 because if somebody's running late or something, and then request appointment.
What's the live box there? Like it says live video. What's that?
Oh, that's if you want to do a virtual tour. I have never checked that box before, so I'm not gonna try to figure that all out now. I think that's for
Okay.
a virtual tour, but I never used
So
it
you,
inside of here.
so you don't have to do like the buyer's name or anything like that. You just do the time, showing
Correct.
type.
Yeah, I don't ever put the name in there. It's none of their business. But when it comes to showing time through Zillow, it will have their name in there, but it doesn't show it to the buyer.
Okay.
It's
And
making
then
me
this
do
will also
funky
show
stuff.
you the combo.
Yeah, it's making me do funky stuff here because it's my listing. How can the
Mm.
agent access the home? Combination. I don't know why it's making me do this, but I'm just going to put it. And then request appointment. Let's see if it works. All right, so you see that? Your showing's confirmed. You've seen me send you the screenshots of these before.
Yeah.
So now you
Yeah.
know how to schedule a
Combination.
showing and showing time. Or
Yeah.
and through the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll save me 4 years of my life. So now, but I'll say this. So if the property is occupied, when you do this, it's typically going to pop up and say waiting for confirmation. So if it's occupied and the agent needs to confirm it with the seller, then it's going to pop up here and it'll be like it's like a yield sign, I think. And it says showing has been requested but not confirmed. So then you'll wait. You'll have to
Mm.
wait for the agent to approve it.
Now, do you ever call them and just message them? Like sometimes you send me that, and then I'll just text them, "Hey, is the
Yeah.
owner occupied?"
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if time is of the essence and I'm headed there now, like for example, and Leonard's on the call. Like Saturday, I was showing houses, and I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, can you text the listing agent?" And actually, it was like of the three houses I was showing, it was the one that they wanted to see the most. And I don't know why the house is vacant, but they had it that they had to confirm the showing, and he got them to respond back, and I got it scheduled while I was showing the first one.
Mm.
So definitely, like I'll give them a little bit of time, but if it's like the same day, I'm gonna text them or call them right away. Hey, I'm trying to show. I just requested a showing, 204 Morningside for tomorrow at 12. Can you confirm it? and
Okay.
that way, and you'll get a better response that way. I mean, some agents are, most agents are not like us that are on all the time.
So
Um,
they're not really checking that. Okay, I got you.
so I want to do a search now for that lead that we've been talking about because I know you wanted to do that too.
Yeah, Craig.
Yeah. So what do we know? What does he need?
So with him, let's see.
And typically,
So
when I'm trying to get to the point where I know what I'm looking for, a basic parameter is I need to know how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, minimum. Like I'll ask them like, what's the minimum number of bedrooms? And a lot of times they'll say I need at least 4 bedrooms, or I need at least
yeah, I got a
three.
whole
And
list of. I've got
all right,
like
well
his whole list here.
all right,
Yeah,
let's
so he wants a
start.
single. Go ahead. Okay.
Okay, so
Single. So
single
single
story.
story.
All right, so let's go one
Um,
step at a time. Property style, single family residence, right?
yeah.
So now that we're searching for a specific property, keep in mind that unless you come over here and put single family residence, it's pulling up condos, townhouses, mobile homes, everything. All right. So
Can you
I'm going to
select
start with single family.
multiple? Like if you wanted to look multiple, single family and townhouse. Does it let you?
Yeah, you just have to click hold control and then click it.
Okay.
And then if you want to remove it, same thing.
Same thing. Okay. Um.
But so you see here floors and unit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm clicking one.
One floor. Yeah.
All right, what else?
So we got 3 to 4 bedrooms.
All right, so in that case, and there are some cool features. So that's why I say the minimum bedrooms. You say 3 to 4. So what do? I put 3 plus
Three
because I
plus.
don't want
Okay.
to. I don't want to eliminate 5 or 6.
Yeah.
In that case.
And then if you just put straight three, it's only going to show you three.
Correct.
You had to put that plus to go above, three and above.
Yep. Or and the
Okay.
same thing that can happen here. Like let me show you like square feet. I could put
2,800.
2,000 to 3,000, or I could put greater than 2,000, or I could put less than 2,500, right? So there's a bunch of different ways to do it. I guarantee you right now you're going to do this at some point and you're going to be like, there's no houses. It has square meters, and just be careful you're not entering square meters because you'll it's like what a 3 feet in a meter.
Yeah.
Like but you could also do like your bill, right? Some people don't want some like I'll know somebody like they're not gonna they might not say it's gotta be like I won't buy it if it's older than 2,000, so then I can put in
Yeah.
2,000 plus. But then I'll
Okay.
be working with somebody that I know that wants just a newer house where I'll do
Mm-hmm.
something like 2005 plus or so
Okay.
there's a million different ways, and there's new construction. There's private pool. And that's one of the easiest ones. Like if somebody says, I have to have a pool, you can easily check yes, and it will eliminate all houses that have no pool.
Mm.
All right. So tell me
Which
that
that is
what's next?
that's another thing he wanted was a so around 2,800 square feet.
All right. So
Large.
I'm gonna go 2,400 to 3,100.
31. Okay. Large screen pool lanai.
All right. It's gonna be
We can
harder
do
to
that.
find the screen pool than I, but let's start with pool. Yes, pool.
Okay, so
Because we
pool.
don't. The thing is, like I was saying, I don't want to go too deep at first. We can
Mm-hmm.
come back and strip down and add criteria to bring the search down. But
Okay.
so where? What's his location?
30 minutes of Newport Richie. So 30 minutes. So he's got such areas as Trinity, Wesley Chapel, Lando Lakes, and surrounding inland communities.
All right. So there's a couple different ways to do that. Me, you say that I'm gonna start with Pasco County
Mm-hmm.
because I don't, and you see, and it pulls up 85 houses. But here's the thing that's going to narrow it way down. What's his price point?
Price point is between 550 and 650 plus.
So I'm going to say 500 because, if he spend 550, he'll spend 5, right? If we find him right now. You said the 700?
650 plus range with
So
VA
I'm going to say
financing.
700.
Okay.
So if I say 500 to 700, 3 plus bedrooms, 2,400 plus, the whole entire Pasco County, there's only 35 houses that meet that criteria.
His
All
other
right?
thing on here is upgraded kitchen, but I don't think we want to put that. We can just visually
No,
look
and
at the
there's really no
kitchens.
way to there's no way to really search that, like besides looking at to see what we got. So
Okay.
that's going to be our basic starter criteria. And now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click results. Okay.
Okay.
And that's going to pull up the 35 houses. But I'm going to show everybody does it a little bit differently. What I do, and I think it just like once you learn the map and understand where things are. So you see the map tab up here?
Yeah.
So I'm clicking on the map. So I got 35 houses in Pasco County that meet what he's looking for.
Ah, sweet. I was wondering if it would do that or not. Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah. So if you come in here, let me just try to all right. So this is Hudson, Newport Richey, 675. Is there anything else? Not the screen patio, but is there anything else? I'm going to click on a property, but is there anything else that maybe narrow it down on that list there that you're like, he has to
Um,
have this? What about the garage?
let's see. Outside of flood zones,
Okay. So here.
newer
So,
home or newer roof.
all right. So flood
Um,
zone. That's a big one, especially in that area there. So, and just so you see this additional fields here?
yeah.
In your MLS, none of this is in here. You can go on this ad, like anytime I've got all these like exterior construction, like is it block, is it frame, financing available?
Uh-huh.
And then I have flood. So do you remember what's the flood zone that the code that's not flood zone?
Oh, X.
You got it. So I'm gonna put flood zone X in here. And like I said, to
Mm-hmm.
get these in yours, you're gonna have to add them. And just basically like as you're going through the process of finding properties and you
Yeah.
don't see it at the top, remove. So check this out. So in
Add
add
at the
remove,
bottom.
there's a whole bunch of different categories here. So you can find a ton of stuff. Detached.
Wow.
Um, is there a barn on the property, right? There are all kinds of different things. There's like hundreds of additional things that you can add here that aren't built in to the regular search.
Wow.
So I'm not messing with that now, just so you know if you can't find it in
Yeah.
there, it might be down the bottom.
Okay.
And look, and you see this search right here? You can even search inside of this to see if it's there.
Uh,
Like
okay.
I like in-law suite. In-law. No, that's not there. But so you could even instead of trying to scroll through everything here, because there's different ways that it could be added. All right, but in this case, I already have flood zone. I added X, and that narrowed it down to 30, right? So we want to.
Mm-hmm.
You see my process here. Like I try to narrow it down to like, okay, these are the houses that should fit. And now that we're at 30, I'm like, okay, maybe we could start looking at the houses to go through them. All
Sweet.
right.
Okay.
So now I'm in this property.
Um,
It's in Newport Richey. It's 500,000. Um, and I just pull up the pictures and look. This is like nice house, screen lanai with a pool, 500 grand, not in a flood zone. Maybe that's a match.
it actually looks nice. Upgraded kitchen.
All right, so if you're doing that as you're looking through the properties, I don't like to send people a bunch of properties. Matter of fact, I send people one house at a time. Sometimes I'll send them a couple. Some agents will
Mm-hmm.
set up an auto search and just let it run, which I'm not opposed to, where it will automatically email them the properties. But so
Oh,
we're
all
looking
of
at this.
them?
But yeah, so you could set it up to send them like every time something comes on. And remember, so like this, specific to the criteria that we just run. So
Yeah.
before you set up the auto email, you want to go through and see like, okay, do I need to add something to narrow it down? Because the thing is, you don't want to ever have them getting properties that and they hate them, right? Like you want them to get houses that are a match, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing turns people off more than just getting a bunch of emails with garbage properties. So you want to dial it in before you save the search. But so we looked at this and you're like, "But this might be a fit, right?
Uh-huh.
You think like he might like, is this house worth sending to him?
I think so, yeah.
All right, so then we're just checking this box as we go. Okay? Because then it's
Oh,
gonna
is that
so
like
and
the
I'll
compare
explain.
box?
Well, just this I'm just checking this because I'm basically adding it to a list of like we're gonna do something with this maybe. Like we might send it to him.
Okay.
So then I just go through
Oh,
like usually
that's
I'll try to
nice.
narrow it down a little bit more than 30, like to a couple of houses, 5, 10, before I go through and look. But it's it's good for you to see this. And you see this little tab here?
Uh-huh.
Like you can scroll through the pictures one at a time here. Oh, this looks nice. But you can
It
click this little
does.
tab here to open all, and it will pull up all the pictures.
Get a quick look. That's even nicer than the last one. Does that look
Oh
cool?
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
well, it's like,
sweet,
look, if
sweet.
he's saying his price point is 550 to 700, you also might want to, as you're looking through here, decide like, okay, I'm only going to send him the higher end stuff. Now, let's just see, for
Yeah.
example, okay? So I know it's a lot, but I'm just gonna keep going. So you see this agent, so you see here, it's only showing me 10 per page right now.
Yeah.
If you click this tab, you can go to 100 is the max. So then it will pull them all up on this one page.
So you see
And
all
now I'm going to jump.
35 or
So
30.
now I got all 30. So I'm going to jump up here and see like, okay, what's 700 going to get them? And I'm going to click this because sometimes it's not that big of a difference, right? Like this, I mean, this $700,000 house doesn't appear as nice as the one that we were just looking at for 550, in my opinion. But it's probably a better community, right? There's probably a
Yeah.
reason. I mean, it's nice,
I like that. I love those bookshelves.
yeah. But and this is just where you try to dial it in and figure out like what the more you talk to them and figure out what it is that they're looking for, the better you know them
Yeah.
after you've shown them a couple of houses. For me, it's like the first time I show them a house and I'm asking like, do you like this? Do you love it? What do you love about it? What do you hate about it? And then when I come back in here and dig in the MLS, then I'm able to really try to narrow it down. Now remember, this here is the entire Pasco County. So this is Dade City, which is northeast. You know where Dade City is, right?
Yeah, just above
Kind of up in the
Unknown Assassin. Yeah.
yeah, well, like north of me, north of Wesley Chapel. So he might not want to be
No, it's
that
like
far north.
south, ain't it? Is it north of you?
It's north, yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Oh, I thought it
Okay,
was
so
south.
let's just I'll pull it. You see this tab here is the map
Mm-hmm.
for this property. So if you're in a property, you can click on the map and pull up the map of that house and see, and you see like so you can zoom out here. And you see like that, I know this area. So this is the lagoon, like Murata Lagoon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And as I scroll out now, you'll see a little better. Like I'm down here. I'm south of Wesley Chapel. So,
Now
Dade
with
City
that,
might be
so is that like 30 minutes of Newport Richie? Like
probably too far. And I'm
before?
specifically doing that now because you said 30 minutes of Newport Richie, which means he probably wants to be on the like closer to the Gulf.
Yeah. So he's got family that he doesn't want to have to drive too far from, but he wants to get out of the house that he's in.
And
So
he and they
maybe a
are
30
where?
minute drive to see family. Newport Richie.
The family's in Newport Richie.
Yeah, so he's just trying to stay within 30 minutes of Newport Richie. in the surrounding areas of like Trinity.
Yeah, so this is probably too far away.
Too far? Okay, that's a nice
No,
house though.
I would, but and by that, and then here's what I want to show you now, because there's a bunch of different ways to get to the point here and find the properties that you want. So now I'm coming back here. I'm going to go back to this agent single line. This is being recorded, by the way. So you'll be, I'm going to put this on my YouTube page and for people to use forever. So now there's another function. So I did a blanket search of Pasco County, which I heard you say Wesley Chapel, but I think that's probably too far east. You know, sometimes we have to, part of our job as experts is they say 30 minutes from Newport Richey, and they're like, yeah, anywhere in Pasco County, but probably not. Like Wesley Chapel, you can't get to Newport Richey in 30 minutes unless it's not traffic time. So another thing you can do here, watch me do this. You see my mouse?
Yeah.
You can draw shapes. So I do this thing, draw a polygon, but click that, and I can click a starting point here, and I can just draw a boundary
Where you want to stay? Okay.
where you want to stay. And now I'll click results, and it narrows down to, let me see here, to 26.
Mm.
So let me try to go one step further and see if I can find. Did he say anything about a garage?
He did not. I'm
Okay.
assuming. I don't want to assume. No, I will ask him.
Well, let's just, for the sake of now, it's like, look, if you could spend $500 to $700,000, don't think I've yet to hear somebody say no, I don't want a garage, right? In that price
Yeah,
point.
I would expect it to come with a third, a third door.
Yeah, well, or just a garage. Let's click yes to see what that does. All right, so all 26 of those houses already have a garage.
Mm.
I'm gonna look down here in the add remove.
Can you break down the roof age?
Um, Available fields roof. Let's add it and see. I certainly hope so. I certainly hope that. I've never tried this before. So I just added, what I did there was I just added roof.
I guess it's the style.
No, so when I
Type
click roof, it just picks the type of roof, which is actually good. Some people might might say I
particular
want a tile
style.
roof house or metal roof or something. I don't think roof age is on here because I mean I know from inputting the listing into the MLS, there's no like how old's the roof.
Okay.
Um, but so what I'm gonna
He also
do,
stated not on or near the coast.
what? Yeah.
Not on or near the coastline.
Well, and that's because of the flood zone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I already eliminated the flood zone stuff by clicking flood zone X. Let's see. So if I take that out, then there's 28. So everything on here is indicating that it's not a flood zone. But all right, so if he doesn't want to be near the coast because he just doesn't, like, even if it's in a flood zone, I could delete this shape and come back in here. And this is just a matter of like you just play with it as you go, Like let me just pretend like everything west of here he's not gonna want. Oh shoot. So you can just do a box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could set up a couple of different searches, like that. And what I do is I'll set up the properties to email to me, and then and personally, because I'm always paying attention to what's coming. I live in my email, and I like to have it set up so that I get an alert when something comes on in that specific criteria. It sends an email to me, and then I'll go on Zillow and copy a link and send it in FUB. Like there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Like I'll find the property. You know what I'm saying?
So how do you get that to be emailed to yourself? Is there a setting for that?
Yeah. So I narrowed it down to 8 properties there, right? Because I put that new box in. And if I select everything here,
Hmm.
I can just click email. This is like a one-time email. What's your email?
It's Eric number 7 sells fl.mbt@gmail.com.
Houses. So you can just fire it off as a single email, right? Like you could have done that and sent it to him and said, "Hey, here's 8 properties I think,
Hmm.
that I think meet your criteria. Tell me what you think." Or now I'm going to show you, and you can come back to this video later after I post it for specific instructions on how to do it. So
Yeah.
now you see this save?
Hmm.
You could save it, and you could do it as a new auto email.
Ah.
So if they're not in there already, you have to create the new contact. All you need is their name, first name, last name, email address.
Hmm.
And you could put subject like, you could see here some of the other ones I did, like New Tampa less than 550, Lutz less than 550. So just you'll give it a subject name, and then it'll send a welcome email to them where they can set up their search account, and then it will also have a recurring email, and and you can come down here. But this is pretty cool because you can set it up ASAP to send emails as soon as something comes on that meets that search criteria, it will trigger an email to them. You could also set
Hmm.
that up for yourself, or you could click a daily, and then you see here you got options. Like you could have it set up that it will send them every morning. But I'll usually do something like I'll unclick that and I'll be like Sunday morning, Tuesday afternoon, Friday morning, so they're not getting bombarded. So you can
Okay.
totally change that criteria based on whatever you think will work best. You could set it up to send. You could literally send it. I like the ASAP because my searches are much more restricted, so they're not getting a bunch of
Hmm.
houses. And it's
Okay.
only so sometimes that trigger will only happen when something comes on the market or back on the market or a price change inside of that criteria. The goal here is that you just don't want them to get a bunch of properties because that's annoying, and then they know that it's not you, right? So I try to in
Yeah.
the AI world, you want to still show yourself as human.
Hmm.
Hold on a
That's
second.
cool.
So I emailed you those 8 properties, but I would suggest you go back in and try to replicate the search
Hmm.
that I just did. But for now, at least you've got 8 properties there that I emailed you that should fit his criteria. You should find something good enough in there to send it to him.
Yeah.
Now, how you send it is totally up to you. Like, is this a Zillow lead?
I believe it is. Let me double check.
Only reason I say that is because I don't want to be sending Zillow links to non-Zillow leads and take them like outside of like feed them to Zillow.
So this is
But
branch office.
okay.
That's
Well, here, let me just show this. This is what I do. So and I do it a whole bunch of different ways. I mean, like at the end of the day, I'm just like super specific about, and we do so much through Zillow, like, and everybody's familiar with Zillow. So I would just like that property right there. Like I'm doing this because I want to send this person this specific house. I'm like, hey, check this out. What do you
mhm.
think? So I will. I'm trying to pull my. Oh God, don't let me send it there. So if I wanted to send this somebody inside a FUB. Let me just find you. I'll come in here just as a text. Hey, check out this property I found for you. Post it in there, boom. That's how that's my style. Is sending
Okay.
people. My goal is to try to get an appointment, right? I find a house that I think that they're really gonna love. Like find the best house to get their attention and say, what do you think of this house?
Hmm.
All right, what
And
else?
now
What
that's
else can I?
how do you send that outside of Zillow? Like, say it wasn't a Zillow lead, but you still want to send it to them.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the results. Um, let's let me go. I'm trying to go back. I got this. I got this tab here in the bottom of my screen that I can't ignore. Let me try to go back here on a single property. Where's the link? Where's the link? So send it to them how?
I mean, so without it being linked to Zillow, I guess, if it's not a
Yeah,
Zillow lead.
I mean, like, what is your format that you're gonna? You talking an email? You talking about a text?
Um, I guess through FUB. I mean, is there a way to send it without it, being through Zillow? I guess is what I'm saying.
Yes. Let me go back because it's got everything saved here for this search. I gotta unlink. Let me come back into this property now and see if that works. Actions. Okay, you see that? I click this actions. You
Mm-hmm.
see this share link?
Yeah.
Share link. You can generate it, copy the URL. I'm gonna send it to. I just send that to you. But I think that tries to trigger. It's crazy with just so many different systems and ways that we can do things here because that's going to try to get them to sign up for a one home account through the MLS,
Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
is which is not a bad thing, but you're going to want to you're going to want to go here. And for
Mm-hmm.
anybody watching this later, now this is like for setting up your actual account. So you do want to go in here. I don't know if you have yet in the settings because
For the
anything
one
that you
home.
send out, like you want to load it up with your contact information.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been in here yet?
I don't think so.
All right, so this is a little time consuming, but you want to go in here and you see like I have my website, the producer when it comes to buyer and selling out. I mean that's old itself. I'm gonna change it to Joel Sells Florida. But you want to make sure that you got your basic info in here to make sure that your phone number is right. And then I mean, there's a whole bunch of. Let me save this.
And this
Yeah, so
is
obviously,
under the one home.
so this is just this is your info, like just setting up your basic info under settings. So if you're on the in
Okay.
the MLS homepage, I'm just clicking on
And
the
then
hello
Matrix.
Joel, changing my
Okay.
setting. Yeah, so it's your matrix info because, and what that is when you send an email out, like it's going to show all your contact info. I'm afraid to even
Okay.
look to see. All right, so at least this was updated. So I have a whole header in here. I mean, you could spend a whole bunch of time setting this up, but I would just go in here and make sure like your basic info. You want to add your picture to
Yeah.
it, email signature.
Okay.
Look, my name. But you want to at least go in here. Look, Alex Colley. That's probably don't want that. But you want to at least go in here and make sure. Oh, look, I
So
can't
so
even.
this would, like, when you sent that last link, this would change the information that's shown there instead of like getting just that one home?
Yeah, well, so when you so that one home is like a search, like it's basically YLOPO sort of that they can set up on through your MLS when you send them the link. Um,
Oh, okay, yeah,
but you just want to make sure you want to go in here and put your info in because you don't want it blank. At least upload your picture, make sure your name's in there and your phone number, and yeah, you want to add a tagline. You got to start time for a tagline. You got to figure out. You know me in that. It's all about branding. But at least just
yeah.
just go in here and make sure that your email signature is set up. Mine's not even. So I might as well take the time now to throw something in here. Or not. I can do that later. Because like I said, I don't even I come in here and I run the searches and I fire off the properties, but um certainly it's not going to hurt you to have the property searches set up. But just
Yeah.
keep in mind, like if YLOPO was already setting that up for you inside the leads, you want to be careful not to be overwhelming people. I like to use the MLS to find what I'm looking for and send specific properties. And I set up the auto MLS searches to send the properties to me, and then I'll take a look at them first and then send them to them. But that's just completely my style. Um, I just don't, if you put in a search criteria and there's garbage out there and it's emailing the properties that are absolute trash, it's just not a good look for you. So that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but at the same time, you can set it and forget it and it'll keep going. They receive the email and they have to authorize it for them. So it's not, like unless they click on it and open it up, they're not going to get bombarded until they even accept it. So
Mm.
it sends them an invite to one home, and some people will get in there and start interacting with it, and it's just another one of the tools. Another one of the
I think if
tools.
they're looking for a house
Uh,
that's 700,000, I kind of want to comb through it myself.
yeah, that I feel the same way. Um, Let me see what else. Today's not the day to start doing market analysis and that stuff, but oh, let me at least show you this. So when you're going in here and you're putting listings together to go show,
Hmm.
and print out the like you could print out the listing sheets, or you could email them to yourself and just use them digitally. I'm still old school. I show up with the listings, but I want to show you this. So there's different reports. So when you pull it up, pull up just when you search a property and you find it, boom, here I'm looking for 204 Morningside.
Hmm.
You see this display up here.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different reports, so you can use like customer flyer with photos, and you can print that out and give it to them. There's a customer synopsis, but I'm specifically wanting you to see like when I go out and show a property, I bring the broker synopsis, and that has all the info, right? Like the title company info, the listing agent, all that. But you don't want to give your client that. So I print out two copies.
Uh-huh.
I'll bring the customer synopsis, print customer synopsis, and you see that will take away the listing agent info, and it just gives the property, the measurements. It doesn't give the history or anything else like that. And if
Oh,
I print
perfect.
that
So it's
out,
print customer. Okay. Print customer.
yeah, so just to show you a preview, like, so it just prints out that sheet. Because what happens is when I don't do that, it never fails. That's the time when they're like, "Can I have that?" And I don't want to give it to them, but I'm also I'm not gonna say no, like, no, you can't have this. So
Yeah.
you don't want to give them that
Like,
broker
no, let
synopsis.
me cut the bottom half of it off.
Yeah, yeah, like rip it off right in front of their face. So I
So
will print
print
it. So
customer.
like those property, the MVT folders that I gave you.
Yeah.
Like when I show up to meet somebody the first time, I will show up with that, and that's one of the things that's good to put in there is I will print the customer synopsis of the properties I'm showing them in order, and then I'll staple them. What the crazy
Mm.
wind outside my window. And so I'll put them in order and staple them and put them in that folder, and I'll say all the houses we're looking at, they're in order, stapled, they're in the folder. So as they're
Awesome.
following me,
Okay.
they can flip through them.
Okay,
And people,
that's a good
like
idea.
they like that because they see that you're organized.
Do you also print the map out for them as well?
No, I mean nowadays, like everybody's got GPS, right?
GPS, okay.
And they're typically following me.
Hmm.
Um, let me see. Let me see what in the last couple minutes here. Let me try to anything that you can think of. I'm trying to think if there's something. Oh, tell me if there's something you can think of before I show you what I want to show you.
No, you've touched on all the points that I've even had.
Okay, so when you come here to the top of the MLS, you see, like I did. Remember, I did from the beginning. I scrolled over and I did residential quick.
Hmm.
You also have like there's a bunch like commercial properties, income properties. Like if somebody wants a duplex or a multi-unit,
Yeah.
commercial property, vacant land, and then this one, like if I want to run a really ambiguous search, like if you do cross property, what that means is it will pull everything. Like it will pull land, commercial, like it will pull everything you can think of.
Mm.
So residential is the main one. It's at the top. Quick. I honestly don't even know the difference of detail because you look, you what this quick this no that's not really quick. I don't. If this is what quick is, I've never even looked at detail. The detail looks less. Oh, good God. Yeah. Okay. So it's got a whole bunch of other
Oh,
stuff there,
okay. Some of
but
those add and deletes are in there.
I don't even know why all that is there. It's a lot. I mean, there's already a lot. I mean, somebody wants a rental. We don't really deal with that, but you could find rental information. I mean, you can do rentals, but there's not much money in it.
Mm.
Um, but what I do, like if I'm looking for something that's not a regular residential, I will automatically go to cross property, and here's why. Because it pulls every category up, and so the main thing that I'm using this for is if somebody's looking for a duplex, like somebody's like, oh, I
Hmm.
want a duplex. Boom, I can just hop right in there, click duplex, and let's just pretend they're looking at Tampa. I can search Tampa duplex. Boom, there's 46. Because you'll get a lot of that. I mean that's the one thing. Like when somebody wants to get into investment properties, there are a lot of times
Yeah.
they'll start asking about duplexes, and I could just pop right in here, and boom, I got 46 duplexes, or triplex, or 4 unit. But once it's over 4 units, it becomes commercial. Just so you know.
Anything with five with 5 and up units,
Yeah, so
and
as soon
four is
as
like the
something,
threshold.
yeah, 4 is the threshold. Like you could use an FHA loan, buy a 4 unit property as a primary residence and live in
Mm.
one and rent the other ones
And
out,
then rent the
which is
other
a
ones
really
out.
cool way. That's a cool way for people to get into the game. I've had a couple of clients. I've had a bunch buy a duplex, live in one side for a year, and then move out, and then and then turn it into an investment property. But now you know how to
Mm.
find those. Now I just went in here to commercial, which is cool. I mean, look, you can find, let's just for the sake of it, I just click active hotels. Let's buy a hotel.
Right.
Let's find the most expensive. All right, here we go.
Ooh,
We should try to sell this. 32 million. Brand
that's
new
for sale.
construction
Wow.
hotel. Let's just
Yeah,
for
let's
the
get that
sake.
one off.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's what we should be focusing on, not these little rinky-dinky. 32 million, let's say they're paying 2%. That'd be a $640,000 commission before comp, before the splits. So it's in here, right? Like it's in here.
Right.
It is possible. Don't ever sell yourself short. Like you will come across somebody at one point in your career that says, I want to buy a hotel or a restaurant, right? Like, I mean, that would be cool to be showing stuff like that. 5.5 million. I would
A
challenge
restaurant.
you.
I didn't even think
I
about
would,
that.
yeah. I mean, like we are licensed to sell all of this. So if anybody asks you, like, do you do that? Yes, yes, I do. It's right here
Because
in
before
our
I would
MLS.
have said no. Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, this like you can even sell businesses. Like somebody might own a business. I mean, there's not a whole bunch of them in here, but like people sell businesses that aren't even attached to real estate. There's all kinds of opportunities in here. Like this is a unique commercial investment opportunity since established a gas station. All right, we have access to all this.
Wow.
So I would challenge you to play around in here and really get a grasp of like, wow, like as a real estate agent in Florida, I could definitely sell a gas station in Orlando and make a couple $100,000.
Mm.
It's right here at our fingertips. I have yet to do this, but
Can we
you
reach
still waiting on
out
that right first?
to other corporate gas stations to see if they
Hmm?
wanted to buy like an independent gas station?
Who knows? I mean, the sky's the limit is what I would say. I would say the answer
Mm.
is sure, right? Let me show you. Let me show you one last
Yes,
thing
yes.
here. When
Yeah.
like remember we were searching for that property and I told you it was in another MLS and we couldn't find it.
Yeah, the
Remember
one
we
that
were
was in
looking for
the Miami one.
yeah, yeah. So this reciprocal
Yeah.
MLS access here, we have access to the beaches MLS, which is South Florida with like I think it's like Fort Myers,
Hmm.
Mid-Atlantic. I think that's like Maryland. I had never even seen this before. California, I don't even know how. We got and then Miami. You can sell Latin America or Rhode Island. Obviously, v- very rare that that's going to matter, but sometimes this like the Miami MLS, like for example, that property that that guy can list the property on his MLS and it will show up in ours on Zillow, but it won't show up in our MLS when you try to find it. So
Hmm.
sometimes you could find properties in these reciprocal MLSs, but this is not normal. But I mean,
Yeah.
you know how many times like I have people asking about Miami, right? Like that deal that just closed, 7.5 million. The commission was $225,000. The agent
Wow.
drove from here to Miami, went there for the weekend, and closed a $225,000 commission deal. Like so,
Ah,
you
yeah,
can do
totally
it.
worth it.
You can do it.
Wow.
But
Mm.
for now, you're going to spend most of your time in the residential quick, and there's a ton to learn in here. But for the most part, you're going to be, like what our bread and butter is served to us by the leads that come in are typically single family houses. You can search by the city, you can search by county, zip code, subdivision, and but this I want to specifically point out legal subdivision, right? Like if that's like I live in Live Oak, so I'm searching Live Oak here, not subdivision. This is like a condo complex subdivision.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
never gone in here and searched anything by development or subdivision. I'm almost always searching by county or zip code or city. And you can put like so if somebody says Wesley Chapel, you can click that in there, click it, and then also I could put Tampa. Right, so
Hmm.
the search doesn't have to be only one city. Right, so if somebody gives you multiple cities, you can come in here and um and enter all of them. But the best thing I can tell you is just play with it in here, start running searches. You should come back in here, try to replicate some of the things that we did tonight.
Yeah,
And the
absolutely.
more you use this, the more you'll become familiar with it. And the last thing I'm going to say is this. So you see a lot of these have question. Do you see the question mark next to it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you hover over that, so for bedrooms, for example, if you hover over the question mark, enter a specific amount, a range, or use the plus minus to indicate greater than or less than, but it will actually still recognize the greater than or less than. You saw me do it. So
Oh
10 if you
yeah,
want
yeah.
exactly 10. 10 to 50 if you want the
Less than
range.
10, more than
10 plus
10.
for more than
Okay.
10, 10 minus for less than 10.
Mm.
And that goes for all of these, right? So all of these, like year built, square feet, half baths, just also be careful. Like you'll notice it when you run a search and you're like something doesn't make sense. You'll accidentally put in like total bathrooms. Two, I'll put 2+, right? So if it has 2.5 baths, then it'll catch it. But if you come in here and you like, let's say you accidentally put 3 bedrooms and you accidentally put 2 half baths, and there's only 7 anywhere in those cities because I accidentally put it in as half baths instead of full baths. I don't put anything in
Mhm.
either of these categories. I I I have never had somebody say I want 2.5 baths, right? They're always like I want at least it's always I want at least 3 bedrooms and at least 2 baths.
Yeah.
Like that is the most common. So I don't
I
think I
want
would
two and a
ever.
half baths.
Yeah. So just be aware of that. But if somebody said I wanted 3+ bedrooms, 2+ baths, and then wanted to be in Tampa, when I run that search, that's 2,100. So when you come into the search, you can see here like 3 beds, 2 full baths, and it also has a half bath, right? So it is nice to
Okay.
have that half bath. People love the half
Yeah.
bath, but they'll usually tell you at least 2, never anything like that specific. But
Mm.
you can see like when you run the search there, you can see on the screen the half bath.
And now this is pulling up townhouses, condominiums, and mobile homes. That's all. But that's because
Yeah,
you didn't put in residential.
because I didn't come in here and click a property style.
Okay. So you gotta make sure
Yeah,
you
so
do
now
that.
as I put single family residence, it cut down like 600 and it's 1,651. But I ran that search for the entire city of Tampa, 3 bed,
Yeah.
2 bath, with no specifications, like nothing to do with square feet, nothing to do with price. That's every price, every square footage, three
Yeah.
plus bedrooms, 2+ baths in the entire city of Tampa.
So if you do a search and you got a lot of matches, you missed putting in something.
Yeah,
If
if
your
you
search
if you
is
have
too broad.
1,651 options, you're not there yet.
Still gotta break it down.
All right. So now you feel better?
Yeah, absolutely. No, no, that was awesome. No, that touched on everything I was wondering about.
Yeah. Well, now you can go in here and start pushing buttons. And yeah, there, like I said, there's a ton to learn, but the meat of every search, for the most part, that you're going to need, like
Hmm.
you've got it now, right? Like if you just cover the size, so and just keep this in mind, like when you're talking to someone and you're engaging with them about like what house do you want, like I force them to be a little bit more specific, or at least I try to, because if somebody says I want 3 bedrooms, 2 baths and I don't care where it is. Like you could literally tell them right now, well, I have 1,651 options, and I don't think you want to look at 1,600. Like I don't want to send you 1,600 houses. So how
Yeah.
can we narrow that down? Right? Do you want like does it have to have a garage? Yes. Okay, then I'm clicking yes.
Hmm.
Is one car okay? And usually they'll be like, no, I want 2. So then you go to that 2+, right? And I'm literally like you could be in the search in here on the screen while you're talking to somebody real time saying, okay, well now I got 887 houses. And I'm not saying that I'm doing that on a regular basis. I'm not usually sitting in the
Yeah.
MLS while I'm talking to them. But just visualize what you're seeing here when you're
Hmm.
talking to them, asking them the questions about what they want. Because now you know you're going to take that information and you're going to be plugging it in here, and this is where you're going to find them the house.
Yeah. Talk to
All
them
right?
as though you're trying to fill in the blanks.
Exactly. So now you know what you're going to the tool you're going to be using to get them the houses. And and like I said, I'll wrap it up with try to narrow it. I would say that when you're going to send people houses, like for me, I'm going to send them like 3. Like which ones do
Three
you
at a
want to see?
time.
I don't want to send
Okay.
them 10 because they might just tell you they want to see all 10. And you already
Yeah,
know
I've
what
been
that
through
feels.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yep.
and that's part of the process, right? Like rarely am I like I if I show somebody 10 houses total in the whole process before they buy a house, that would be a lot for me. And that's just part,
Yeah.
like, until you know, you don't know, right? So, like, you're learning while you're out showing them houses, you're learning areas and what's here, what's there, how much can I buy here. So
Hmm.
you'll see as you go through your career, you'll show less and less houses because you'll get better and better at coming into the MLS and dialing it in. So you're just sending
Yeah.
them like, I think this house is perfect for you. Like I meet them the first time, they almost never buy the first house that I show them. That's an interview process. It's like a first date that like they're getting to feel
Yeah.
me out to see if they want to work with me, and I'm feeling them out to see if what they're trying to buy is even exists.
Mm.
And if it does, then I'm going to go out and find it. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to tell them it doesn't. Right? And you won't know. And look, the area is so big that even now, like this weekend, I was showing houses in San Antonio up by Murata Lagoon. I never even
Yeah.
stepped foot into that community, but they expect that you know everything about every house in Florida,
Yeah.
right? So I just, and they're like, how much you think? Like a guy said to me, how much you think this house is worth? I'm like, I don't know. All I can tell you is they're asking 850. But in an hour, I'll be able to tell you exactly what I think this house is worth. So
Okay.
I'm never commit to like, hey, this is what this house is worth because I don't know. And I don't look
Okay.
the information up until after they say they care. Because I don't need,
And don't try to
I know
wing
there's
it
probably,
and answer something
no,
you don't
like I
know.
don't
Yeah.
try to wing it. It's like, you know the deal. Like if you don't know the answer to the question, the best answer you can say, I don't know, but I will definitely
Hmm.
find out.
Yeah.
Because pretending like you know and telling them some bull crap is not going to work.
Yeah.
All right,
Awesome.
go sell houses.
Absolutely. Great training as usual. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. I'm glad to help.
All right.
All right, see you.
See ya.